Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Have you ever wondered what games you should sell or you should use? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Find out on our top 10 list what games you cannot miss. Don't forget to subscribe to Purge Reviews.
Potion Explosion. Now, this is one I didn't like the first time I played it. It just dragged on too long, and we ended up maybe playing a rule wrong. And that happens sometimes when you play it for the first time. It just feels off, and then you play it again. You reread the rules. I always reread the rules after I play a game once, just to make sure I didn't miss anything, make sure we're doing everything right. Especially if something felt off, and something felt off with the first play. I don't know that we played anything wrong, though. I just think that it just lasted a little too long, and then the subsequent plays it went a little bit quicker and felt right. It's a very light game. The marbles are pretty good and pretty neat to play with. It's unique in that aspect. It's doing something with marbles you haven't seen before. That's really neat. Do I feel like I'm doing these potions? Sure. I'm getting the ingredients. How you get the ingredients is kind of, maybe not realistic, but it's gamey and it's fun. And then you put them in there and you collect them. Then when you have the potions, you can use them to do something fun and break the rules. It works really, really well. It's not a game you're going to get excited about or, woohoo, this is great. It's not a big mental exercise at all. When you see the flow of the game, I'm going to talk about that a little bit. But it's cute. It's got, it's got a pretty good app. And, you might be better off just playing this on the app. But there is that tactile feel with the marbles and the dispenser that kind of comes with it. And all that's really, really nice. So, how do I rate this game? I think it's fun to play. It's going to be a light game, something maybe play with non-gamers or a family game or maybe to start a night off. I don't think you'd center a game night around this game. It's okay. It's fun enough. It's very, very simple. Most of the AP is going to happen with the marbles. Once you get those, you kind of know where you're going to place them at, right? That's limiting. So it's just kind of like do. Not a whole lot there. When to use the potions, that can be interesting and be very important to the game. Now, if I was playing with complete non-gamers, don't know anything about games, I would play without the potion powers the first time. The book does not bring this up or recommend it at all. I just probably would. And then once I get the hang of the game, and then do that. But that's only for like the noob non-gamers. If you think they can pick it up at all, then add in the potions. I think that's fine. And the base game is just play with the potions. It never recommends not to. But that's just my 2 cents. Otherwise, it's a fine little game. The app may replace it. I think it's good. I don't know. There's a lot of interesting decisions. I don't know if it plays differently every time. Maybe what potions you're going after. It's a fine game. So, am I going to recommend it? Yes, but lukewarm. And I realize this game is really popular. Like, a lot of people really like this game. And, it's been popular enough. People buying it, talking about it. You're seeing reviews of it. They made an app of it. I think that might have a Cool Mini or Not effect to it, where Cool Mini or Not is so hot right now that everything they bring out, people are, I'll take a chance on that. And I think that might be what's happening with this game. I wonder if it would be as big if it was from a different company. Maybe a smaller company, Amigo, or, some small company you don't see a lot of games from, or Rio Grande Games nowadays. I know they were huge before. I just wonder if it would be the hit that it is, or if it's just the fact that, it has that Cool Mini or Not effect on it, where they're touching a lot of things, they're turning into gold, so I'm going to give this game an extra chance, and more people are playing it, so more people are talking about it, and that can happen sometimes. With that said, it's a very solid game, very, very good, but perhaps just not maybe my type of game. With that said, I am keeping it because it is good enough, and it fills a niche in the collection, but it isn't something that I'm jonesing to keep playing. On the app, I feel like I am jonesing to play it more, so be that as it may. It's going to be a keeper. So here are the components for Potion Explosion. You can see a very colorful box. It's very humorous, lets you know you're in for a light game here. So let's open it up. Whoop. Excuse us. And see what we have inside. We have the rule book. The back of it's nice because it kind of shows you how everything sits and fits in. Obviously, I don't listen to the rule book that well. But the last page of it's going to be the potions. It's going to be a great resource. Although I wish there was a player aid for all the players instead of having to pass this around. Really, this is the rules, just one page. Maybe you could say this over here a little bit. not too hard. And there's a setup, you'll use this just when you open up the game for the first time and put this thing together. So, rules are pretty good. I don't have any complaints about those. These are going to be the potions that you'll be setting the marbles on. And they're each going to be worth a number of victory points. And they're going to have a power on them. You're going to flip them over after you use them one time. These are pretty solid and fairly good. Each player is going to get one of these, which everything is kind of neat how it sets up. So these will sit right down in here when you are building, and that works fairly well. You're going to get a number of little tokens and chits and things. It's very colorful, very nice, very thick. It's cool mini or not, so about what you would expect. You're going to get a bag of extra marbles just in case you lose some. And here is going to be the main component of the game, is these marbles. Okay. The marbles are nice, nothing special. There is some inconsistency in colors and the way they're printed. See this yellow, you can see that. I mean, I've only played this game a few times. And you can see they're not perfect, but they look good, and you can definitely tell what's yellow, red, and black. I mean, there's no secrets to that. You're also going to see this is going to fit right down in here, which is kind of cool. So you don't have to take this apart and put together every time. It'd be a monster if you did. And it's just made out of a cardboard. You're going to put the marbles in here, and they'll kind of roll down. You know, one of the things in the game is you want to be careful that you're not directing it to go there. It's kind of hard to do. Like, it's going to... You can just throw it up there and know where it's probably going to go. And if it pops up, you'll just put it somewhere else. Okay, so those are the components, and this works fairly well. Just be careful you don't lose any of the marbles. You do get some extras, but they can definitely roll. They are marbles after all. The rules for Potion Explosion are very, very, very simple. I mean, you're going to pick a marble and you're going to place it on the color on the board. The potions, you know, they have a little bit. That's a little bit more the complexity of what they do, because they do a lot of different things. There's a little icon on each one that I don't feel like helped out that well. I wish each player had a player aid of what the potions do, so I'm not constantly passing the rulebook around, because you kind of pass that rulebook around, and then it kind of gets used and worn, and you know, a lot quicker than a player aid would be if it was just sitting down in front of you. So that's one complaint. Other than that, I feel like the rules are very, very solid. I didn't have any problems whatsoever. It's a very, very simple game. So on your turn, you're going to have two of these set up. I'm going to get different colored ones. So you're going to have two of these set up that you know. And this is going to tell you how many. You're going to need 3 blue and 4 yellow to accomplish this one. This is an icon that will show you the power it has and a number of victory points that it has. So you'll have this set up, so you have 2 at any given time, and you'll have this, which is 3 spots, and you can put any marble that you want. The way the game works is you can pick up a marble, and it is now yours. If the same color smashes, you get to keep it. In this case, yellow and blue, it did not. So I could take this marble and place it on a blue. My turn would be over. But that's not really where the game is interesting. Let me take a look at the board here. So what you can do is, let's say this. So if I took this black right here, that means, and my finger's where the black was, that these 2 blacks are going to crash. When that happens, I get all of these blacks. And then when I pick up this last black, these 2 reds are going to smash. I will get these reds. So you want them to kind of crash. So these are all mine to place on the board anywhere I want. Well, it wasn't very strategic. I needed 2 black. Didn't really need red. I'd fill up my 3. And these can be anything I want, because these are just my backup. And I'll throw that in there, and it's the next player's turn. So when the next turn comes, let's say it's my turn again, I really need yellow and blue. So how can I get a lot of yellow and blue? Well, this would fill me up a lot of yellow. So maybe I'll just take this, and these will all crash, and I would get all of these. So that would help me with my yellow. And I could put it on either one that I want. But let's say I wanted to do this. I need blue. So maybe I would take this. These 2 crashed, and I would have that. So I could fill this yellow, and this blue. And on my next turn, maybe I just need 1 blue. So I'm just going to get this, and I would fulfill. This one will be fulfilled. I would get it. Throw all the marbles back in the top. You're not really supposed to. You probably just throw them in there, but how come this one's not falling down? so this one is done. And now I would score 9 victory points at the end of the game. And then I could use this power. I'm going to go over the powers in a second. They all do something different. Once I use the power, I flip it over to signify the green side to show that it's already been used. And when you get a number of those done, the game will end. You add up the victory points, and you will win the game or lose. So let me go over the powers really fast. So you have the Potion of Wisdom. This when you have this, you can take one ingredient of your choice from the dispenser. No explosions are triggered. Very easy. You just take a marble. Right? And then you have, let's go down this one, the Potion of Magnetical Attraction. Take 2 adjacent ingredients, they have to be next to each other in dispenser, but of different colors and no explosions. You can have an explosion, you just don't get for the explosion. Abysmal Drift, take 1 ingredient of each color from the bottom row of the dispenser. You can only take 1 ingredient from each row. So in this case, I'm going to take a blue and a red. That's all there is. If it had been set up like this, I could take blue, yellow, and red. If it had been set up like this, blue, black, yellow, and red. Okay. Balm of Uttermost Stickiness. Take 2 or more adjacent ingredients of the same color from the slide track of the dispenser. No explosions. So I could take, these red are all by each other. I could take all 3 of those red. The Elixir of Blind Love. Steal all the ingredients from one opponent's pool. This is your pool. Your little extra, the 3. So you can steal up to 3. Potion of Prismatic Joy. You can place all ingredients in your potion on any holes of your incomplete potions regardless of their color. So like if I had I could put this here if I wanted to on the yellow by using that potion. So it makes your cubes for that 1 second wild cards. Sands of Time. Activate again the effect of 1 potion. So it's kind of like a wild card almost with the potions. I can use another one time. And the Filter of Lavamancy. Discard up to 5 ingredients of 1 color from the same slide track of the dispenser back into the tank. So I could, if I want to get rid of these reds, 1, 2, 3. That one shouldn't have been there. 4. And you just kind of shift the way things are up there. So that can be very helpful. And that's all it is. I mean, really the only complicated part at all to the game is probably this. You want to do picking up the marble. Well, and let me just say this: you can play without this with novices. If you're playing with absolute non-gamers, maybe play without this. Otherwise, it's not that complicated. Just pass this around. The other thing is you just want to be very careful that somebody's watching this. That okay, I'm going to pick up this red one, and when I do, the red and blue will crash. Or if I pick up this black one, be aware I'm going to crash these 2 blues. So I'll be picking up all. Maybe even just state that if you have some like analytical people that just got to see everything how it goes, or you just want to make sure you don't make any mistakes. It's just announce it. That's not in the rules. That's just something you can pick up. I'm going to pick up this red, but when I do, these 2 blue will crash, okay? And you announce it so people know what's happening when you're picking up a ton of cubes. That's Potion Explosion. Who should buy this game? Families, anybody looking for a light game, if you're really into marbles. Take a look at it. You just watch the flow of the game. So if it was something you're like, that would be really good for me. I think what you see is what you get with this one. It is what it is. If you're deciding between the app or the game, I'd probably tell you to go ahead and get the app. Even though the dispenser is cool and the marbles are very tactile and very cool, I feel like it's a good app. I feel like it's a better app than a game. Take that as you will. Otherwise, I think most gamers have played this and liked it. A lot of people have liked it more than me. It's just okay to me, and that's all right. So I'll be keeping it for the niche that it fills. I think it's fine, but it's not something I'm excited to get back to the table quickly. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you liked it, please like it and hit that little subscribe button. That really helps out the channel, lets us know that you're getting the videos that you want. If you agreed or disagree with what I said, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I promise that I will comment back. Thanks for watching, and everybody else, keep playing games.